Hi, I'm Jenna, and I think this is episode 79. I don't know, we're in the late 70s, episode-wise, so, a huge welcome to all the new viewers and new people in the group. We got new people in the group, woot, woot. And a big hello, welcome, and thank you to all the returning viewers. I appreciate it. So, the only knit-along we have going on right now is the lace technique knit-along. So you have 2.5 weeks left. I will close the entry thread either midnight on the 31st or September 1st in the morning when I get up, if I can't make it to midnight. And if you can squeak one in then, you're totally allowed, as long as it's not locked. So, real quick prizes. A skein of Space Cadet Creations in the Aurora base, which is an MCN. So merino cashmere lace, or nylon lace. No, merino cashmere nylon. It is 100 grams, 350 yards in a colorway for carry. Lovely, super soft. And then the second winner will get their pick of stitch markers from Caterpillar Designs. These ones are mine that she generously sent. Super awesome. I love them so much. So when I'm trying to decide what sweater to start next. So whatever sweater I decided to start next, I'm going to use those stitch markers. Whoo, busy week. I feel like I knit a lot and yet I didn't. You know, with 3 kids, we're getting ready for back to school, so we've been supply shopping, clothes shopping, and shoe shopping, and all the shopping that needs to be done that is just exhausting. So I've been busy doing that. My husband was on vacation last week, so we had a staycation. So we had lots of fun. We did fun things with the kids. He usually tries to take a week's vacation sometime before school starts to, you know, it's kind of the end of summer, last chance to really do stuff with the kids. And so, I know, it kind of throws off my whole schedule. Because, you know, you just have a rhythm of things, and then he's home, and it throws everything off. So, we're going to move into finished objects. Because I have some. I have 2. I'm like, yay! So I finished the socks. These are my socks that have yet to be named. I'm kicking a few ideas around. But I made these for my friend. She has itty bitty feet. She measured her feet and she told me they were 9 inches. So I think she wears like a size 5.5 or 6 shoe. So hopefully they'll fit. I talked to her over the phone and kind of told her what kind of yarn I had, and she likes definitely more neutral colors and earthy kind of tones. So she picked that out. It is Serenity sock yarn. You find it at Joann's. It's part of the Deborah Norville collection, and it's called Picasso Marble. So it's like a gray, a blue, an orange, and an olive green. So I'm so excited that these are done. I was testing out my own pattern. So this is the smallest size. Obviously you'll measure your foot or whoever's foot you're making them for to get the actual length. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to send them to her, and I hope she likes them, and I hope they fit really well. She does live a ways away, so I can't have her try them on, and I really don't want to like send them, have her try them on, send them back, and all that. That's just a pain. But they're done. Yes. I made the socks. This is the small, because it's kind of like a small, medium, and large. But it does kind of specify shoe size. So this was the 5/6. I made the 9/10s for myself. So now I just need to make a pair of 7/8s for my daughter, which I will be using the Highland Handmaids that was sent to me very generously by Heather. Because my daughter was like, OMG, that is gorgeous. And I'm like, awesome, because I need a medium pair of socks. And then I need testers. So I will probably be putting a call out in the group by the end of the month. So I will need testers who are going to follow the directions. Very, very, very important. Follow the directions. Check gauge. Also very important. I will be looking for people to test all 3 sizes. And I knit, I don't have mine handy because they're over there. I can see them from where I am. They're sitting there. Mine, I knit, and I used a heel and toe kit. So the cuff, the heel, and the toe are going to need to be different colors. So I am totally going to need people, because there's 2 sets of directions for these socks. Because the way that I design them, it's a little different once you get to the heel. Like, everything's the same to the cuff, and then the heel is different whether you're switching out colors or you're not. So I'm going to definitely need people who are willing to, who have a heel and toe kit sitting around that they're going to want to use to make just plain vanilla socks. So definitely let me know if you're interested in that. Because that's what I'm worried about, is not having people who have heel and toe kits that they're going to want to use to test knit. The pattern's going to be free. There's so many plain sock patterns out there. And since there's no design on the sock, and if I would have done a design or something, then I would have maybe charged a little for it. But since they're plain socks, I really don't think I'm going to charge for it, because I just think it's too basic to charge for it. I don't know. I wouldn't pay for a plain vanilla sock pattern myself if there's nothing special about it. I mean, I don't want to say my socks aren't special, because they are, because they're mine. But I don't know. I've gotten lots of requests for the pattern, and I don't mind sharing it. I've taken bits and pieces of other things, and so, like I said, I'm just going to need test knitters. I need someone to do a size 5-6, a size 7-8, and a size 9-10, and I need people who are going to knit them with just variegated or solid or striped yarn, just doing a basic sock, and then I need people to do the cuff, the heel, and the toes a different color. So just watch the thread. Like I said, I'm going to try to get the other one on the needles. I just need to check some numbers for the heel, and the pattern otherwise is good to go besides pictures. So my second FO is a moon dance. I finished it. Woot woot. It's for my mama for her birthday. It is this beautiful red. I hope the camera picks up a good representation of this red, because it is so, so lovely. So it is the Grit and Gargoyle in her sock base that is 50% silk and 50% merino. And it's in the signature red colorway. And when I blocked it out, because I talked about, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, how there are little white spots. Like, some are really saturated where it's super deep red, and some spots are just white. So when I blocked it, and you have it, and you're looking at it as a whole, they kind of disappear into it. I mean, if you go looking for them, you can find them. But I think as a whole, it is lovely. Let's see. It totally does not go with what I'm wearing today. It is cold here. I'm actually wearing long sleeves because it's in the low 60s. This morning when I got up, it was in like the mid 50s. So I think it is going to look absolutely lovely on my mama, because she has olive skin and dark hair, and I look nothing like her whatsoever. She's so lovely, and I think just this deep red is going to look so gorgeous on her. So I saw her yesterday. We went, and her birthday gift to the kids, because all my kids have August birthdays, her gift to my kids is she buys their school shoes, which is super awesome, because as anyone can tell you, shoes are expensive, and I totally believe in buying kids one really good pair of shoes for school. So we went and took them shoe shopping, and I so wanted to give it to her yesterday, early. But I'm like, no, I wanted to show it to all of you. And, you know, let's face it, moms, you know, as you get older, it's not just moms, but as you get older, you don't really get, like, gifts like kids do for their birthdays. So I'm like, no, I need to save it and give it to her for her birthday. So that is my moon dance. So lovely. I think she's going to love it. And the color did bleed a little in the sink. I didn't have any problems knitting it. It didn't come off on my hands. But when I washed it in some soak and went and took it out, it did make the water very, very pink. Very pink. So hopefully she won't have any problems with it. Let's see. Works in progress. I'm working on the design for this month. I'm very excited about it. Gosh, I really can't give any hints. I don't know. It's an older pattern of mine that has been sitting around that I kind of had other plans for, and I finally was like, you know what, screw it. I love this pattern, and I want to share it with everybody, so I went ahead and I'm working on samples for that. I have the yarn coming. Dancing Dog Dye Works generously provided yarn support for this pattern, as they had gotten a heads up about it, because Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Works and we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and I was just talking with her about this pattern, and she's like, I'd love to be part of that, and that was exciting for me, of course. So I have the yarn coming for that, and I get to be the first one to try out the new Dancing Dog Dye Works base. It's called Squish and Shout. It's a worsted weight, and it's thicker than the Waltz worsted, which is the basic worsted weight yarn that you've gotten in kits or clubs and stuff like that if you've bought Dancing Dog Dye Works before. So this is just a smidge thicker, but not an Aran, and she said it's really fluffy and squishy, and I cannot wait. So hopefully I will have that pattern out soon. I'm excited about it. I hope all of you like it. I'll just give you one hint. It's not an animal of any kind. It's making you go, huh? It's not an animal this time. So the only other works in progress that I have that I started, because I have a ton of self-striping sock yarn, and Stockinette Zombies have their self-striping sock yarn. I'm like, I always like to have socks on the needles, right? I mean, most knitters do for car knitting. And I just didn't really feel like I had any car knitting type item, and I didn't want to start something big. Socks you can set aside and not feel too guilty about. So I did start the Monkey Socks by Cookie A, and I'm doing, I guess, like the no purl version. I'm just knitting where you're supposed to be purling, otherwise following the pattern. And I'm using the Hiwassee Creek Dye Works yarn in the Knit Pearl Girl colorway, because giving away the colorway for Carrie, and her picture has come up, like in my plurk, like it'll show, you know, a handful of friends, and her picture's popped up, and you know, I just was kind of missing her lately, so I was digging through my stash, and I'm like, you know, kind of had Carrie on my mind, and I pulled this out, and I thought, oh, I always love the striped monkeys I see. But the only problem is it's a free pattern. It is in the Knit Sock Love, but we'll just for sake say I'm doing the Knitty version, which is free. So it is a free version. Knitty, it's an older Knitty pattern, I think. Anyways, it calls for you to use size 1 needles, which I hate knitting socks on anything smaller than a size 2. So yes, my sock pattern will be on size 2s. But I'm more worried about people getting gauge. So, anyways, so there's a small version in the book and a large version. I don't know that there's a small version and a large version on Knitty. I think it's just the smaller version. So it calls for size 1s, and I went up to a size 2 thinking the smaller version calls for 64 stitches, and the large version calls for 80 stitches. Now, I have a bigger foot. I wear like a size 9.5 shoe. So I decided to go up to a size 2 and just knit the small sock. I'm like, well, if it's small and I go up a needle size, because I normally, when I make socks for myself on size 2s, I use 60 stitches. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and do the 64, and maybe like the pattern will suck the sock in a little, so those 4 stitches will be fine. This to me looks huge. Like, I've tried it on and it feels a little loose. So I don't know that I'm gonna finish these. It kind of makes me sad. And I do not like the ribbing at the top. It is a knit one, purl one, but it's not just a knit one, purl one, it's a knit one through the back loop and purl one. And I just don't like it. I feel like it's too loose for a cuff for me. So I wish I would have just done a knit one, purl one, or I normally do all my cuffs knit 2, purl 2. So not real crazy about the cuff, and it just looks so big. And of course I started both. I started one, and then I did do the cuff on the other. And this is my first time magic looping socks. Because the stitch count to divide it on 3 DPNs, I didn't like. And I don't like using 4 DPNs, well, essentially 5, because you'll knit with a 5th. I don't like having my sock on 4. I just find it too fiddly, ironically, right? So, I don't know. I would like feedback if you've knit the monkey socks. Do you find they're a bit big? Because like I said, I'm making the small size, but going up a needle, and I would have thought it would have balanced it out. Because I normally knit socks for myself with 60 stitches on size 2s, and this is 64. So, but I love the yarn. The yarn has been very nice to work with. The colors are very nice and vibrant. So, not normally my typical colorway that I would have picked, but I do like it. My daughter says they look like Easter socks. I'm like, dope. I think I would have liked it better without the purple stripe in it, but I can live with it. It's socks. I mean, I'm totally not quite as picky about socks. And that is the only work in progress I have that is active. That I am actively working on. So I totally intend, after I get my samples done for the next pattern, I might work on that sock a little more, see where it goes, to pick up my Happy Street, because I was really enjoying it, and then I had to get all this birthday knitting out of the way. So I do have some Yarny goodness to share with you. I got it in the mail today, and it was yarn support. So I didn't buy it. It was generously sent to me by Emily of Fiber Addiction. So this is her. It's cute. It says, "Get addicted with fiber addiction." So let's see. This one is, okay, I think the name of the line of yarn is Therapy. It is worsted weight, approximately 220 yards, and the color is called Acid Wash, and it is organic merino. So it is not saying superwash. So it doesn't quite feel like a superwash. So I'm going to assume that it's not a superwash. But the colorway is called Acid Wash, and it is like these brownie, kind of brownish purple and like a deep olive green and a lime green, and super fun. And I am using this for September's pattern. So my whole thought behind September is it's not a very complicated pattern. It's a very versatile pattern. I think it's a very fun pattern. And I want to feature only indie dyers. So I'm going to be using this from Fiber Addiction. I have the Highland Handmaids terracotta, I think it was terracotta or terracotta pop or something that I showed you last week that I'm going to be using. I'll be using Dancing Dog Dye Works, of course, because I own a stockpile of it. And pretty much anything else that I happen to find that's an indie dyer. I think I have another Crafty Girl that will work well with the pattern. I really just want to kind of, you know, show my support for all the indie dyers who've been so supportive of me and who I have had correspondence with who've been super nice, and there's so many people I wish I could meet in person and buy more of. I'm not buying yarn at all right now, so so my Yarny goodness will be sparse. So, and then she sent me a second skein, which was super duper awesome. It is a seconds, so it's slightly different, I would assume, than the regular line of this colorway. The base is called Bipolar, so it looks like it's a superwash and a non-superwash mixed together. I'm just assuming that because I've used yarn that looks like this before. It is approximately 120 yards. It doesn't have the weight on here. I would assume it's probably close to 100 grams. And it says 100% merino wool. So once again, it doesn't say if it's superwash or not. I would assume, but we've talked about what assuming, you know, what happens when you assume. I'm assuming it is a superwash and non-superwash mix, and that is how they get this marled look. Because I've used yarn like that before that had said on it superwash and non-superwash mix, and that's how you can dye it the same color and get two different shades in the same spot. So it is, I love this. It's called Beetlejuice. And this is very me. It's plummy purples, it's orange, it's lime green, and this looks like there's hints of brown in it. And it's a colorway that I would have bought had I seen it. For sure. Love it. This will be used in a different pattern down the road. I'm not sure which one yet. But this will definitely be something else. But this one, I think, for September's pattern would be really awesome. So, we'll see. One of them will be, but I think it's this one. I have had not time to spin. I feel like I've hardly had time to sit down. So, no spinning, no fiber goodness, because I'm not buying right now. And, gosh, let's see. I think that's about it for the knitting. Like I said, super busy week with back to school. My kids go back to school next week, which is kind of nerve-wracking because my daughter, my oldest, starts high school. High school. Like, how did that happen? I don't know. Like, I don't feel old enough to have a high schooler. I mean, granted, I had my daughter exceptionally young, but the point is I'm like, high school. Like, wrapping my brain around this. And I know, you know, my boys, when they enter high school, because they're my youngest, you know, that's going to blow my mind too, because I'm going to be like, my babies, like, the babies are in high school. But we have a while for that. We're good. So that's it for the knitting this week. Like I said, in all, I think this is probably going to be a short show. So, that's it. Remember, you have 2.5 weeks to get your lace done and entered to win the wonderful prizes. And then we will also be having, I'm going to put up in the next, probably in a week, probably next week, I will put up a poll to see what toy pattern we want to knit along with for September. And then September and October, we're doing entrelac. And remember, we're just doing these for fun now with knit-alongs. You know, so no pressure and all that good stuff. But I still hope you want to knit along with me, even if there's not prizes. So, alright, well, if you leave me now, I will see you next week, and we're moving into a slice of life. So, like I said, my husband had been on vacation, which also means that I didn't exercise a lot. Like, normally I exercise 6 to 7 days a week. I exercised 3. 3. And one day, it was kind of sad. It wasn't, I don't know. I mean, I did it, but I just didn't have the oomph that I normally have. But I did it, and that's what's important. But I had a great weigh-in this week. I'm like, really? 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 I lost 3.7 pounds. So you know what that means? I busted through that level of obese and overweight. So now I'm just overweight. And then I have, just under 27 pounds until I'm in the normal weight range. So I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself about that yet. Maybe when I get a little closer, but I just feel so relieved to have broken through that by like pounds, right? I needed a half a pound last week, and I got 3.7 in, so we're good. So I was really excited. That really kind of gave me a boost this week. I know people have PM'd me and recommended to me that maybe I'm working out too much, which kind of seems like ironic to me, right? Like, you're working out too much, so that's why you're not losing weight. Like, you would think it would be the opposite. The more you worked out, the more you would lose weight. And it's hard, though, because when you have so many points or calories or however you're doing it, to eat every day, and yet I know, the math of it, right? Like, I can wrap my brain around it when I really think about it. But it's just, like I said, the irony of it. So, but I really stayed on points this week, and I stayed with it. Like, even though he was home, and he snacks all the time. And my husband's not a big guy, by any means. He's not super tall. But he's thin, and he's in very good shape. But he eats junk, which drives me nuts, and he wants to snack. And that's the hard thing with him being home all day is I can eat breakfast and lunch, and I have a snack usually like during school time when the kids get home. And I don't really think a lot about food all day, but seeing him eat and hearing him in the kitchen, and that then makes me want to eat. So it was a lot of self-control, which is hard. So I did well, though. Had a great weigh-in. Really happy. Things are progressing. And I'm like, I am now less than 2 pounds away from needing to knit another adipose. And I didn't knit the last one that I was supposed to. So I'm an adipose behind. So at some point, when I have a minute, I gotta knit that adipose. And then I have another one coming right up. I'm like, holy crap. I will catch up. I'm gonna need to buy more yarn. Maybe I can find some on D-Stash. I need Knit Picks DK Bear. Hopefully. Maybe someone will want to get rid of some. So, because, you get on Knit Picks and you don't want to not order the $50 because their shipping is ridiculous without the free shipping, right? So, good week. Like I said, kind of stressful and hectic in the sense of just trying to get back to school. And with my daughter going into high school, there's no supply list. So you just gotta buy a bunch of crap and hope that it's the stuff they need. And I know I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get a list like this long of stuff that we didn't get. And by the time school starts, it's picked over. It's just crazy. So that's it. School will be going back to kids will be going back to school, and I will feel so much better. And I will be back in a routine and have some consistency again. So, but that's it for me this week. So, everything's going good. I did take a break from the shred. Not that I wasn't able to do it. I was able to do it, but I was in so much pain afterwards. My whole body just ached that my husband and I had gone to a track because I was all like, well, I want to go to the track, but I don't want to go by myself, right? Like, I don't know. I'm shy in that way, and I don't have the most self-esteem and self-confidence. So he was like, I'll go with you, right? So I ended up being in so much pain from the shred, I could barely run. And I'm doing a 5K this month. And I told him, I said, I'm going to have to take a break from the shred, and I shouldn't have started it in August. I should have waited till September. Because if I can't run, if I'm in too much pain to run and I started getting this like cramp in my side, I'm like, then I'm not going to do well at the 5K, and I want to do well, and I want to be able to enjoy it. I don't want to be like running the whole time being in so much pain from, the shred. So I'm going to start that back in September after I get the 5K out of the way and sorry. It's been a long day. I'm actually recording later than usual instead of early. So yeah, so that's where I am with that. So now I'm just trying to run and get miles in every day, just kind of training and preparing myself for that. So that's actually, I'm like sans makeup today, and I'm going to go exercise, go get some running in while this uploads. So I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, Fitbit, just about anywhere. The website is RetroLemonStudio.com. I never say that. I don't know why. And don't forget to join the group. If you haven't joined the group, come on over. We're a friendly bunch. So, till next week, I will see you then. Bye.